Yeah, so the last time I played this game, I switched from Castlevania Symphony of the Night over to this game. And the way it works is in the emulator is you go to change disc and then you put in and then you load up the ISO for the new game and then you have to reset the console. It's sort of like changing discs on the actual like PS1 console. Now the emulator also has an option where it keeps individual memory cards for each game, but what happens is it only loads the new memory card when you first start up the emulator and load a new game. When you change discs like that, it doesn't change the memory card. So like I did, and so I did what I did before. I went to Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and then I switched discs to this one, and then and then reset the console in the emulator, and then sure enough, oh right, I've got the game muted still for the break. There we go. And then sure enough, here's my data. So from now on, my Mega Man Legends data for this playthrough is going to be on the Castlevania memory card file. So as long as I can remember to make that switch every time we stream, we should be free of those types of technical difficulties in the future. Oh yeah, and I do believe, yeah, so this is the first mission of the game. So I've sort of been talking about how there's, yeah, sort of a few different... That almost looks like a glitchy mess almost at the top, but it's actually the top little banner there, the comic shop. Did I do all my shopping and... Oops, that's the wrong button. Did I do all my shopping and stuff beforehand? So, like, I'm not going to have any trouble with this next part. Like, I'm pretty well experienced with the game. Like, I kind of know how to not fail at these types of events. But I've seen a lot of people, like, play through this game as like their first time playing through, and a lot of people, it seems, actually do have trouble with the missions in this game. And I've seen a lot of people like struggle for a long time against this not just this first mission, but this first series of missions. Like I said, they kind of give you a big long lull in like just talking to, going around town talking to NPCs. Right before this, it's like you get like one little dungeon interlude, and then it's all NPC town talky bullshit for like 10-15 minutes. And now they like bring it back in full force onto the gameplay side, where it's just mission after mission after mission.
Have attacked the island.
And yeah, the missions are kind of where most of people's difficulty with the game comes.
Buried here.
And I'd say they are probably the weakest part of like the gameplay too, other than the basic controls being a bit antiquated and stuff.
The gate over there.
I do appreciate the missions being here for the sake of like variety and all that.
Maybe I can do something.
And yeah, they're fun, neat little set pieces once you sort of get experienced with the game enough to not suck at them.
Let me handle this.
But I much prefer like the whole dungeon exploration aspect. That's always been my favorite part of this game, is exploring the dungeons and
Wait, are you crazy?
unlocking new areas with the sort of little pseudo Metroidvania that's hidden underneath the whole island. Okay, so we've talked to the Servbots and the Bonnes and all that, but this is our first time actually fighting them as proper villains. What a badass! He just walks right up to them. They got all their guns trained right on him, and he's just like standing there. Although, frankly, if that little dude popped out of that machine, I don't know if I'd be all that intimidated either.
We're not gonna let you through. So there.
I mean, it's like they point the guns at you and it's kind of scary, and then this happens. They come out and say that in that voice, and it's like, oh, maybe this isn't so scary.
Wait, we're gonna give you the key. Let's get him.
Okay, so this is a simple enough little mission here. I'll answer that after the mission. So yeah, there's actually like kind of an objective here where you don't have to kill all 3 of the robots. You only have to kill the one with the key, but they'll pass it between them. And yeah, they mention here how the different robots have different capabilities. So basically the order that they pass, it's sort of randomized after a while, but eventually... So we're just going to keep shooting them, and then eventually, yeah, they're going to show the health bars and start passing the key, but they'll always pass the key to the blue one first. So you can go after him and just end this super fast. But I don't want to end this super fast. I actually, because you get a fair bit of money from destroying these things. So I'm actually just gonna destroy all of them. So we're gonna leave the blue one on death's door right there. So yeah, this is kind of like the way you beat enemies in this game, is just by make sure that you're always moving. So yeah, the yellow one's geared for defense here, which what that means is that he has a lot more health than the others, but he can't move while firing his machine gun. So this is actually the easiest one to destroy. Then the Servbot runs out and yeah, it starts panicking and running around, and it's very cute. And you can actually shoot them, and if you shoot them a couple times, they'll turn black and get knocked out, we'll say. I think those guys, I think they're basically indestructible. Like, I think Misadventures of Tron Bonne basically taught us that Servbots are invincible. I don't know why Tron just doesn't build all of her machines out of whatever the Servbots are made of, because gosh, can those guys take some punishment if you ever play Misadventures of Tron Bonne. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about the airplanes here too. Aerial enemies are kind of a pain to hit in this game, just because of the sort of cumbersome lock-on system. That'll definitely become a factor in the next fight coming up here. Or not the next fight, but the next mission. Oh yeah, I equipped for range here just because you got these enemies like sort of running away from you constantly, so it kind of makes it easier for you to catch up to them and get into firing range. I actually do want to take out that other ship there. You can actually get easy kills on these guys if you hang around the buildings, because they'll get stuck on them sometimes and just keep bumping into buildings and just basically stay in place. Oh yeah, I guess I can shoot these Servbots too. Actually, can you kick them? Oh no, I've got the mines equipped. So can't remember if it's only this game or if they introduced it in Mega Man Legends 2. Okay, so yeah, you can always... Yeah, so you always have the option to switch to your regular kick, which is actually pretty helpful in this game, because your regular kick can actually be really, really useful against certain enemies. So in fact, a lot of the time, it's more useful to have your kick than it is to have like a proper special weapon. This is just me messing around here. I like the idea of kicking Servbots, so that's what we're gonna do. Okay, fuck it, we'll just shoot him. We'll just shoot him. Oh, or maybe we won't. Okay, that was just a dumb bit of fun for me. But yeah, we're gonna... And then yeah, we don't really need range for this next fight coming up, so we're gonna go to energy. Oops, I keep going to Buster Parts when I want special weapons. We'll equip the mine for what it's worth, although I don't think it's useful in this next fight. But yeah, if we had just destroyed that blue speedy robot right off the bat, we could have just grabbed the key without killing the other two. Actually, I can go answer that while this cutscene is playing.
Oh, what happened this time? I can't take my eyes off you for a second, can I? Just you wait till we get back. You're in a lot of trouble. Oh, no. Who was that? Wait, wasn't that the same boy as before? He disabled the Bloom Bears by himself? I don't understand. Whenever I think about him, I get this funny feeling.
Oh, she's all dere for us.
Oh, forget it! Who cares what this feeling is? It's
Oh, there's the
all
soon.
His fault! His fault! How dare he! I'll teach him not to mess with me or my kids. Here we go! Feldinot, engage!
I like how they managed to get in the names of all of the robots in all of these cutscenes. He beat up the Bloom Bears? Okay, let's go, Feldinot.
Hey, you!
I love the dumbest names,
Thanks
too.
to you, everything's a mess now, isn't it?
Huh? Aren't you the girl who's being chased by that dog?
Shut up! I don't want to hear about that. Do you know what you've done?
Huh?
You're a lot dumber than you look. You should have known better than to pick a fight with the Bonds. Of course, if you agree to become one of my servants, I suppose I could forgive you. What do you say? That way my brother will never have to know about what you did to us.
Join up with pirates? I don't think so.
All right then, forget you. Fine, see if I care.
The facial expressions in this game are just great. Like the character models or the like, not really the models, but the textures they use for the faces are so expressive.
Just you wait.
Like this game actually looked like amazing back when it first came out, and I think it's like the expressions on the characters' faces that really make it like sort of to a certain extent hold up even today. So anyways, you can see that the one leg is kind of got like some exposed like circuitry and stuff underneath that front left leg. So that's kind of its weak point. You'll do a little bit more damage. And you actually get a different sound effect when you hit that one too. I'll shut up so you can actually hear it. Oh! So yeah, pew 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 pew. Oh. Okay, come on, get the leg. Sweep the leg, Johnny. Oh shit. Okay, what am I doing? It's the whole trick with this game is just keep moving. There's actually one other trick with this fight, which is, and I think I already messed it up, where basically whenever it does certain attacks, it'll destroy buildings in the town. That actually, it looks like it looks like we actually lost one there. It's especially when it does that like ground kind of streaming explosion attack across the ground. So yeah, they actually took out a building with that.
Not bad.
So we're actually gonna have to pay money to repair that down the line.
For that, Miss Trout.
Are you alright?
Get in quick, right? It's not over yet. Don't think you've won. Next time.
Actually, for a comparison, like I think the original Metal Gear Solid came out at around the same time as this game, and so like compare like the facial, like the faces in that game to the faces in this game. Like I know it's a different style and all that, but you can see how it's like the characters in Metal Gear Solid basically don't have faces. Like they don't even have like eyes or anything, just kind of little shadows over the eye area. Actually, will they let me go down the sewer here? Oh, they actually will. I thought that we were actually locked into this next series of fights here, but they actually do let you backtrack a little bit. Anyways, this next fight is like the really... So like some people have trouble, I've seen, with like not the Bloom Bears so much, those are pretty easy, but with the Feldinot fight. But I've definitely seen, like most people I think, have difficulty with this next mission their first time through the game. I certainly did. I got like really, really frustrated with this next mission coming up. And, which is weird that there's like such a big difficulty spike, because this is kind of like your first real like kind of test of skill. I keep hitting the map when I want to go to the menu. Like kind of your first real test of skill here. Like you had your tiny little foray into the little sub-gate there to rescue the junk shop owner, and then you could branch out a little bit and explore a little bit more than you needed to there. But there weren't any like difficult enemies or anything. It's all just like very simple one-on-one circle strafe nonsense, which is what most of the combat in this game kind of devolves into in the end. But like this here is like sort of your first real like combat challenge, where it's like you're taking on 3 guys at once. You got a boss, and then a flood of dudes with like a defense mission.
Recapping our top story of the day. At 2 o'clock this afternoon, the city center was attacked by a group of unknown pirates.
As much as I was talking up the facial animation in this game, what is with her face there? She seems like really happy to see these robots assaulting City Hall for some reason.
In front of the power of the pirates' weapons. It may be only a matter of time before City Hall is destroyed. Hopes are rapidly fading as I've just been handed this.
Maybe it's just a Japanese thing. Maybe that's what all Japanese newscasters, just by law or something, have to have that expression on their face when they're reporting on bad news.
That same boy has come through the gate and is heading towards City Hall. Wait! There he is! I can see him! He really is alone! Can this lone hero save the mayor?
Okay. So yeah, the trick here is you got to defend City Hall. So the robots are going to attack it. Yellow ones, and this is the same as the previous mission. They can destroy any of the buildings. You only lose if City Hall gets destroyed. But all of the other buildings in this area can also get destroyed by the robots if you don't if you aren't careful about it. Now the reason that sucks is because that means that we'll have to basically pay money to rebuild them later in the game. You actually don't really need to. Like you can do without a lot of the buildings in this area, like the houses and stuff. There's not really any benefit to to rebuilding those. Although actually, City Hall has different levels of damage actually, so you will actually have to repair City Hall if you let it take too much damage. But yeah, the main buildings to defend, if you want to save money in the long run, there's quests that you can actually get at the police station. And the bank has to be around for you to get another sub-quest. So there's sort of some incentive to keep... Okay.
Robots are being deployed by a flying carrier. You should go after that first if you want to stop them.
That's kind of true. And yeah, that is... Actually, that is true. The flying robot carriers there. We'll keep on deploying these guys. Actually, I think the red one... I could be wrong about this, but I think like the red one always deploys red robots, and the red robots are the ones that attack City Hall, so... Although they are a bit easier to kill, so... Yeah, you can see those guys have... And actually kind of similar... They don't tell you in the game at all, but I do believe that the the color-coded robots have kind of different stats depending on their color. Like this guy's a little bit... I'm pretty sure this flying guy here is a little bit faster than the others, keeping with like the blue is speed, yellow is defense, red is attack thing. Yeah, so that guy's just attacking the house. We can leave him. Actually, maybe we... All of the important buildings are pretty... Oh, wait, I can see... Problem with this game is, yeah, it's ancient technology and something and all that. Yeah, the draw distance in this game isn't amazing. So yeah, we actually just accidentally let the bank go there. Okay, so we'll have to repair that to get a little sub-quest later on in the game. And of course we had to switch to range here because range is basically always what you want for dealing with flying enemies. Oh, I think City Hall's about to get fucked. Actually, I think we're about to get fucked. I'm like half dead and we still got a boss fight after this. But yeah, it's weird how it's like the way that the draw distance in this works games is sometimes like a building will get critically damaged, but it won't show, but it'll still show the normal building from a certain distance, and the damage won't show up unless you get closer. So it's sometimes hard to tell like which buildings actually need defending. Oh, is that... Oh, that was a red bugger. Shit. Okay. Just for style points, I kind of want to not let City Hall get damaged at all. Son of a bitch. Okay, so that's that. You can actually farm money off these things if you're... I don't know. Whoop. Okay, that was just my own mine going off. That beeping freaked me out for a second. Where's the... Oh, there he is. Yeah, so I think I am right about that, where the yellow... Or no, this is the yellow one. Never mind. I thought that the red one only deployed to the red robots, but I guess I was wrong. Oh, that's cool. They actually both get destroyed if you kill him when he's carrying a dude. Did not realize that. Oh yeah, and you can see that they're destroying random objects like lampposts and fences and stuff. You don't have to... Like, you don't even have the option to waste money repairing those. Oh. I think there must still be some left out there. Because, yeah, normally the music cuts out. Actually, I do believe it's possible to take out the flying TV. I want to call it a helicopter, but it's not a helicopter. But the TV ship up there, wherever it went. I think you need like a range +2 and a range +1 to be able to reach it. Oh, there it is. Oh, they're still hitting the bank. Man, I really wish I had my roller skates. Actually, I think there's... So after you've beaten the game once, you unlock the ability to play on different difficulty settings. And I think it's the easy mode that gives you your roller skates right from the start. I wish that were just like an option in general. Just like if you have a clear save file, you can play with... oh, here we go. This boss is actually pretty easy. Yeah, so this is Bonne, who's like the younger brother of the Bonne family. It's kind of weird. I don't really know what's supposed to be going on with this thing. So it like looks like some kind of giant robot. And you see, and you heard earlier that Tron refers. Oh right, he'll actually attack the city hall as well. So we kind of want to lead him away from there, if we can. Whoa. Okay, so he's got homing missiles. Oh shit! I'm actually about to get fucked by this thing. Holy shit! Okay, that was all we wanted to do. This guy's actually really easy. He says as he gets like clubbed in the face with the. Okay. Oh, I thought he was doing the missiles there. Shit. Okay, the problem is that I'm locking on. There's no good reason to lock on. Oh shit! I'm actually gonna die here. I'm actually gonna die. Okay, this is what you do, is you just miss him completely with every single shot. Okay, normally what you can do is you can, yeah, just run under him for all of his attacks, and then you're just completely safe. Then you just run to the side when he does the hand clap. Yeah, because you only need to run forward a little bit to get away from that thing. But yeah, like this looks like some kind of robot, so it's like they treat him like he's like their baby brother or something like that. But then it's an open question though whether like it's actually like they just put a baby inside like a big thing of very well protected robot armor, which is the kind of thing I think that Teasel and Tron would do, is just stick their baby brother in a robot suit. Yeah, and I think this here, if you listen closely in the background, I think this is actually the Baroque music from the record store.
Should have been back by now. Oh, those two. No, I told them they were in charge, so I won't worry. I'll let them take care of it.
Yeah, actually, this is our introduction to Teasel Bonne here.
Hey, look at the clock. It's almost time for my favorite show. I almost missed it.
Next story. City Hall was attacked by a mysterious group of assailants this afternoon, but their offensive was beaten back by an equally mysterious young boy, pictured here on screen.
You can see a picture of the parents of the, parents of the Bonne family, because yeah, Teasel and Tron and potentially Bonne, iffy on that one, are all siblings.
This is a potential disaster. We could end up losing a lot of money on this one. All right, it's obvious that I, Teasel Bonne, will have to assume command. Who needs that key anyway? It might take some time, and it might take some money, but who cares? I'll use my ultimate digging machine, the Moral Wolf, to dig up the treasure myself.
They got the giant robot's name in there again.
Boy, get in my way either.
I love the voice acting in this game in general. But I think the Teasel and Tron kind of steal the show for me. Or I actually like Roll's voice a lot too. But yeah. As far as like the sort of very very charming and cute elements of the game, I think yeah, like I said, the Bonne family kind of steals the show for me, as it did for I think a lot of people, including the Servbots as well. They're just like really great like comic villains, which you don't really see a lot of in a lot of video games. A lot of video games tend to be like super serious with their villains and stuff. Or I guess you got stuff like, you know, Gilgamesh like in Final Fantasy and that type of thing. So you'll sometimes have like a comedic one-off villain on the side. But this is like a rare instance of like a sort of comic villains as the main villains for most of the game.
Amelia says she'll give us a digger's license as thanks for helping her. Now we'll be able to look for parts to fix the flutter.
I know it's not much, but it's the least I can do for you.
Okay, so that'll let us go into that first locked gate that we checked out at the very start of the game.
Those pirates have started digging up the northern forest.
What? They weren't able to get the key, so they must be going after the treasure directly.
I'm amazed they'd go to that much trouble. Even if they are criminals, you've got to admire their persistence.
Who knows what will happen if they get their hands on the treasure?
They'd probably go away, I think,
I want
is
you
what...
to arrest them immediately.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because that went really well the first time, when the dude was all like, our weapons are useless. Let's go try it again this time. Maybe it'll work this time. Oh yeah, that's right. We don't actually get thrown right into the next mission. We can actually go exploring a little bit. Which kind of makes sense, actually, if you think about it, because like the first two missions there are kind of like time critical. The pirates are attacking the city, so you can't really like fuck off and mess around doing other things. It's like, come on, pirates are attacking the city, get to it. So you're kind of locked in for those first couple fights. But now they're just like off in the woods doing who knows what. Just digging a big hole. It's not really super time sensitive. As we'll find out later on, it's kind of a futile effort that they're going to right now. Where basically, since they can't get in through the gate through the front door, they're trying to dig down and find an entrance, like a side entrance underneath the ground or something.
There goes the inspector and his men off to get the pirates. I wonder if he'll be all right.
Pretty sure he won't be all right.
If they're using weapons like they did before, the inspector might have some trouble.
You think?
Not to mention that the pirates are likely to steal everything if they get there first.
Roll, I think I better go help them.
Be careful, Mega Man. I'll wait for you in the car. If you find some parts that you think might be useful, bring them back to me. I'll get them fixed up and attach them for you.
Right. See you later.
Oh yeah, so he runs off. So it's actually, I think I did actually get stuck here because it takes you right to the entrance to the next kind of mission area, but you don't actually have to go through it right now. There's actually some stuff you can go off and do and explore and whatnot. So we're actually going to do that. I can actually get killed here if I get like hit by a car or something. So we're going to stick to the grass. And yeah, now we got our support car, so that'll let us do like item development and stuff like that. It'll also let us sort of fast travel around the island a little bit. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to energy charge and save. And save. There we go. Okay, it's actually been like, yeah, 2 hours already. So yeah, or actually I guess, I don't think anyone was watching, but that false start I had where I accidentally loaded up the wrong memory card in the wrong save file, that was like an 8-hour save that had me like right at the end of the game having farmed up, like I was basically just for fun, because this is what passes for fun for me, is I was basically just farming money to upgrade all of the weapons. And so that was me, like, I think I was most of the way there too. I was like maybe a couple 100,000 short of upgrading the last weapon all the way. So, and that's what you can do in 8 hours, is you can get all the way to the end of the game and upgrade all the weapons in 8 hours, if you skip all the cutscenes and the dialogue and you know exactly what you're doing. We're not anywhere close to there. Like, this is a pretty short game, but it's not that short. We are not, by any means, like a quarter of the way through the game yet. Yeah, we're still in the very early stages right here. Yep, Roll's just going to explain everything that I know already. I think she explained this already, like, back when we first got the car, too. Like, back before she was able to do all this. It's like, later on I'll be able to do all of these things that I'm explaining to you again now. Roll. More like tutorial roll. That didn't work as well as I thought it would. Tutorial roll. Nah, not quite. didn't quite work. That worked better in my head than it did coming out of my mouth. Okay, so we go to item development, and I don't know if we actually have anything useful. Yeah, so we have if you go in like your item menu, basically there's like your section in the menu for your buster parts, for your like useful items, and then there's just a section for all your junk. And then that's the stuff that you can make weapons out of, or I guess items in general. Yeah, I think that's all the stuff that she told us already. Oh yeah, but if we go to special weapons, yeah, so this is where you go to change your weapons. Right now, all we've got is the splash mine. This is like really annoying, the way that they handle the interface here, where you gotta go through all of your empty slots to go to the next weapon. It's, yeah, not exactly a great system they've got here. But yeah, we've only got one weapon right now, and we can enhance it. And yeah, it's got kind of the same stats as your buster, and then each one has some of... And yeah, not every weapon has every stat. And so some weapons are more expensive than others to upgrade. Like, this is actually a relatively cheap weapon. Although I don't actually think I want to even bother upgrading it at all, because there's another weapon we can get right away. Oh yeah, but I was, just to close off my little discussion about Bonne, the big yellow baby thing in the Bonne family. Yeah, it's kind of an open question as to whether he's like one of Tron's robots who she just refers to as her little brother, because you know that she calls the Servbots her kids, so she has like kind of this weird family. Oh wow, I lost a lot more buildings than I realized. Oh, when did these go down? I was... Oh wait, yeah, this is where the fight took place, yeah, so I lost that one, probably to bombs or something, and then this to that big, like, ground flash thing. Yeah, this is actually kind of annoying, or counterintuitive, or difficult to find, this bit here. So yeah, you get the Bloom Bear parts in that garbage can, so it's actually... And that doesn't appear there until after you've beaten the Bloom Bears, so actually, unless you're checking... Like, if you would think, you know, you go through this area, check all the garbage cans, and you're done. You never have to do it again, but that actually... More stuff appears in them sometimes as the game progresses, and I think there's another item that'll appear in a garbage can later on in the game. So you kind of have to be like on the ball, like checking things out pretty consistently throughout the game in order to find everything. And in fact, I don't think I ever found... Or yeah, I totally missed the Bloom Bear parts my first time through the game for sure. Actually, we see a bunch of new NPCs now. They're sort of all back now that the pirate attack on the city is kind of over and done with. Holy cow, we actually have like a waifu now in the game. That was kind of cruel, I think. Do we have the option to go for the other? Yep, it just repeats it. Okay, she decides to let us go. I don't know which of those will end up being sort of the canonical answer there. But yeah, Bloom Bear parts, I think that's all you need in order to get the machine gun special weapon, which is probably what we're going to swap to. Already showed off the landmines. They're really useful in that one fight for taking out the... Like those little tank buster robots in that previous mission. But that's about it. I can't think of any other instances in the game where the landmines are super useful. So yeah, we're going to change... Oh, now the question is, which way do we go to not have to scroll this far? Looks like I picked wrong. Okay, but yeah, like she said, it's kind of a shitty weapon, but you can actually upgrade it to make it pretty decent. So yeah, you got like attack... energy, which is actually different from your buster energy. Energy for a special weapon increases, of course, the energy meter. And then some weapons have a special stat, which will basically do something different for each weapon. I think, yeah, attack. I don't even know if, like, the bars there are representative of, like, the actual power level of anything. Like, did we seriously just double our attack strength by putting that up there. Like, is the increase on the bar an actual representation of the, like, underlying numbers? I don't know. Range is actually not super useful. I don't think... Okay, we'll do energy. We'll do rapid. I think we can actually go back to the junk shop and get some new buster parts as well. So I think we're just going to leave it at that for now. And then if it turns out that there isn't anything new at the junk shop, then I'll go back and upgrade the rest of the machine gun. Actually, here's the other question, is do they give us access to the other parts of the city now? Because these gates were closed off earlier. Okay, and so west... I think the west side is the good side of town. Yeah, that's uptown, so we can't go there yet, and there's nothing to see in Old Town until, like, way, way later in the game. So I think we're just going to move on. You know, after talking to all of the NPCs again, because that's what we do. Oh, hey, library's closed. I think I'm fine with that. Probably the less time I waste talking and re-talking to NPCs, the better. Just for the sake of, you know, viewership and whatnot. But I don't know, this is just... I've been wanting to do this for a while, is to just sort of go back and re-explore in depth, like, all of my old favorites from when I was a kid. So I actually am kind of interested in, like, NPC dialogue and seeing all this, and, like, getting 100% on all these games. Oh, that's some nonsense there. It was totally stopped there. Actually, I think the way it works, like, I don't think it actually checks the velocity of the vehicles when you jump on them. Because, yeah, you can jump onto a moving vehicle. Or the front of a, like, the back of a moving vehicle, but if you jump on the front, yeah, so you'll see I'll just, like, kind of bounce off the side there. But if I try to jump... Oh, missed it. Whatever, we did enough vehicle surfing the first time we were through this area, so we are actually going to do what I said and move on now. That's actually somewhat relevant. Like, there actually is some reason to go talking to NPCs. It doesn't happen until, like, way later in the game, but a lot of these NPCs you find actually have their own little sub-quests that'll get you a lot of kind of the end game items. So, like, that pregnant woman there and her husband at the, I think, the vegetable stand. They, like, have a thing that you do later on in the game to... I don't even remember what the reward is. I think it's a part for, like, one of the best weapons in the game. My wife. My waifu. You think they'd be, like, shooting these things on sight. Oh, the friggin' junk dealer's selling weapons to both sides! Oh, that's some dirty shit, but I guess we need what she's selling anyways, so I guess we'll tolerate it. Yeah, we got a couple new things here. Attack energy or energy range. Both of those are actually useful in certain missions, so we're gonna grab those. I'm gonna grab... Ooh... Oh, actually, I think we want to save up for the flak jacket, actually. That's a really useful item. So yeah, I think we're just going to save our money at this point, because I want to take a detour into the into those B-class ruins that we just opened up. You know, knowing the Bonds, that's like exactly the kind of thing they do. Like, yeah, I've played Misadventures of Tron Bonne. Like, they will not leave the bread. They will just, like... I think he even says at some point, I think in, like... Yeah, it's in Mega Man 2, I remember, or Mega Man Legends 2, I remember that line. Take everything that isn't nailed down. Even the toilet paper? I can't remember what his response is, but I remember the line, even the toilet paper. I think what, especially the toilet paper? I don't remember. Oh yeah, he says, oh yeah, we may be pirates, but we're not barbarians. We'll let them keep the toilet paper. And yeah, you see that in the Misadventures of Tron Bonne too. You send those serve bots into a house, and they leave nothing behind. They'll come out with like all of the bread and any pets they have. They'll grab those too. Yep. I don't think anything new ever happens in the record store. I think they all just keep talking about music. Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to come back here. Ever. Except to listen to the Baroque CD. I think this and the Rocks CD are actually my favorites. I'm just going to let this play for a minute while I go refresh my drink and answer my text message.